Some meat in some restaurants, like some top flight restaurants, their meat is aged a minimum of 30 days.
Right.
Like some of their aged prime ribs, but some do 60 days, some push the limit to it because it gives the meat like a funky taste. So I guess wine is kind of the same type of thing. It's a taste preference.
Yeah.
Why is the bottle so dark? Is it like to keep the sun out of it for sun damage?
Very frequently, yes. The bottles are meant to be dark.
I
Yes.
don't know all this while she's here.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you don't
I
have to
always
worry
see a
about
dark
sun
bottle.
damage.
I don't even think about that. You're
I
like,
always see wine. Because remember, like the sun, even in beer, it comes in a green or a brown bottle. I think the sun could affect the taste, correct?
absolutely. And that's for white wine too, but you know, white wine is meant to be drunk earlier than red. So you do want to protect all wines, right? Oh, it's going this way? All right. I actually apologize.
Lauren Hill, right? Lauren Hill.
This one smells 1,000 times better than the last one.
Hey,
Okay.
this barrel charred inside.
So when I twirl it like that,
Is it charred inside? No, I'm wrong.
Is it what?
Is this barrel inside charred? I smell like a woody.
Yes.
How old
Yes.
is this?
She's pushing it all the way down.
So, all right. So, right.
Because wait, I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
She just schooled me and said that when I twirl this around, when it comes down, this is called legs.
That's correct.
And she said the legs can tell you sometimes how old the wine is or how it's been aged.
Yes. So what the legs do really is the legs tell you how heavy this wine is going to be, essentially.
So a heavy
Yes.
downpour.
Yeah. So the thicker it is, the pieces of them, the more that the legs are significant.
What does that mean as far as the quality of the wine? More legs, less legs?
I have to tell you the truth, it means no difference whatsoever. There was a big myth for a long time that people said, especially if you watch like a lot of 80s movies, they're always going, oh yes, it has good legs. They'll say something like that. But the truth is,
That whole side drunk they should.
it doesn't change the taste of the wine at all or the quality.
And before I sip this, what should the average person look for in a quality red wine to know its quality?
Okay. Cheers. Yeah, we can.
Because they already had it already. They already had it
She
already.
just wants Mad Dog and tequila.
I don't like this.
Right?
Mad Dog and
That's
tequila.
cool.
And Cisco.
That's cool.
Remember Cisco, the pink bottle? That was a good one.
Thank you.
Oh my God. I had
This is
some
good.
great times
This
off
is a little
that.
smoky.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
Everyone on the
Cheers to
guys, so
Cisco. Them-
cheers.
Like Viagra back in the day, I tell you.
See, this leaves like a dry taste in my mouth.
Yes. Okay, so this is dry.
Yo,
so
she picked some good-ass wine.
what you're looking for, right? Because you had asked, how do we hold the glass, right? And look, my honest
Like
answer
this.
is, when you're hanging out with your friends, do whatever you want. Nobody wants you to be the guy in the corner
Do
who's
what
making
Amanda says, you
everyone
gotta
do
hold it like
something a
this.
certain way.
This is not feminine.
But what you do want to do is you want to hold it by the stem,
Not the tequila.
okay? You want to hold it by the stem, and you want to swirl it like that. And the reason why we hold it by the stem is if you hold it by the bowl or the bulb, it changes the temperature of the wine.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Now, the taste that wine gives you, that alcohol strong taste, is called what? A dirty? It's called dirty? What's it called?
So you were saying that, like, if you see little pieces in the wine and stuff like that, right?
Right, but no, we were specifically
The
talking
aftertaste.
about Chardonnay, and we were talking about the like
Flavor.
aftertaste that Chardonnay gives, and I kind of described that as dirty. This I'd say would be pretty clean.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does dry mean?
Okay, so really easy
When your
way
throat
to
get dry?
Correct. You
She
see, you
did not
guys
let you
already
know
knew.
correct. She's being funny.
You guys don't even need me. You knew all this,
She's trying to
okay?
be funny.
I figured that's what
But what does it mean? Like, oh, this is
Yeah.
a dry wine. I never know what that means.
Yes. So basically, other than
This is
topping,
really dry, Sarah. Like, oh God, it's so
right.
dry.
They say this is a wet wine.
You already know what she's on.
She won.
Get her some tequila
Give
now.
her some kerosene.
So dry wine, right? The best way to tell, is this a dry wine? I mean, on the first sip, if you feel a dryness in your mouth, it's pretty dry, but an interesting way to kind of test that out is after you take the sip, put your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And if you feel that sort of like vacuum dryness for a second, you've got a dry wine.
I'm gonna say like a medium dryness, right? Like,
Yeah, it's not
Very
really
good.
I don't
dry.
feel what dryness, but am I right on your standards?
Yes, it is a
I'm
medium
smarter than y'all.
dryness. If it were super
Am I right on your
dry,
standards?
you guys wouldn't be like, how do I tell if this is dry? You would know, right? So yeah, definitely.
Choking.
Decoy, can you tell us about that kind of wine?
Yes.
That name brand?
So Decoy is from a winery called Duckhorn in California, and they have vineyards in Napa and Sonoma, which are two of the primary wine growing areas in California, are Napa and Sonoma. All right, they're the most popular, they're the most expensive in California, but it's a really perfect area for grapes to grow and make delicious wine. So Decoy is one of their brands, and this wine is made from Cabernet Sauvignon, okay, which is considered like the king of grapes, all right? And the reason you want to have this when you're having steak, okay, because when I'm going to talk about that, I'm going to have you picture what this would be like with fresh seafood, and you're going to get it, okay? What this wine has is something called tannin, okay? Tannin comes from the skin of grapes. It's these little pieces in grapes, okay? These little phenolic compounds, they call it, right? It's
Phenolic?
nice, yeah, it's a nice snobby word you could say to your friends. You're like, I'm telling the phenolic compounds, you can say, all right? It's just basically little grainy pieces, okay?
Okay.
It's like pulp.
Almost.
Like grape
Yeah.
pulp.
Like a grape pulp.
But really small, but smaller,
really
and not visible
small.
to the eye.
Exactly.
I'm on a roll. I
How do you
swear
say
to
this
God.
again?
Tannin.
No, the...
Which one?
You're gonna forget. You're gonna forget.
He says that.
Phenolic component.
Phenolic component.
It's the finale right now. This is
Finale.
it's the finale.
So basically, all right, so those tannins, right? Tannins are great because that's why after a while, wines age, they get softer, they get better, yada, yada. But higher tannin, higher fat you can eat with it, all right? So steaks have a higher fat content, right? We wish they didn't, but they do. That's why they taste so good, right? And so we want to have a wine that has high tannin in it as well. And Cabernet Sauvignon has higher tannin.
All of
right?
them have it, or just this brand?
Yes, for the majority, yeah, all Cabernets, unless they're being, manipulated some way in the vineyard, Cabernets are going to be a more high tannin wine in
Is
general.
it one word, Cabernet? Is it two words, or just Cabernet?
So it's Cabernet Sauvignon.
See, that's the part I wanted to learn.
Yes.
So don't say one, say a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Correct. So
But there's different
Cabernet
Cabernets,
Sauvignon,
right?
there are.
I like
yeah.
Cabernet Sauvignon because that's the best one. But there's
Sauvignon?
other ones that I don't like.
Yeah. You don't like other ones.
So-
Yeah, I like Sauvignon.
All right. So like Cabernet Franc, not your friend.
I never had Franc.
All right.
Yeah, you
okay.
said that.
I do like that.
I never had that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that one's cool.
if I don't say Sauvignon, it
Yeah.
won't be high in that stuff.
Not true. Not true. It's just, it's the most recognized Cabernet grape out of all the Cabernet grapes.
Oh, so Sauvignon is a grape.
So
we're learning.
it's almost like the last name, right? It's like Cabernet
okay.
Sauvignon, right? And so and usually I have to tell you, 95% of the time you say to somebody Cabernet, no one's gonna think you're not talking about Cabernet Sauvignon.
So it's a menu in a restaurant that has only like Cabernet, and then it's one for Cabernet Sauvignon also?
Usually not. If it's listed as just Cabernet, they're probably talking about Cabernet Sauvignon. And if it is a different Cabernet, it'll specifically say Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, so on and so forth.